By the end of this day, you're going to learn how to create a scene like this inside Unreal Engine 5, bring in Officer K's car from Blade Runner, set it on fire, and be able to walk around in the scene like it's a game.
What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to day 1 of our 5 days training for Unreal Engine 5.
You're here because you want to learn how to create beautiful cinematic scenes inside Unreal Engine 5. Now, you may have had some experience with Unreal Engine before, but it was too complicated for you. Or you may have never tried Unreal Engine or 3D at all. Doesn't matter, because by the end of these 5 days, as long as you spend about 10 minutes a day with us, that's all we ask, 10 minutes, you're going to learn how to create
3 iconic scenes from Blade Runner 2049.
And Blade Runner 2049 is arguably one of the most cinematically beautiful movies of all time.
We are going to recreate this scene, and this scene.
So you're going to learn the basics of Unreal Engine. You're going to learn how to download 3D assets from the internet and bring them into your scene. You're going to learn how to take any character, animate it. You're going to learn how to do lighting, camera work. And we're even going to teach you how to use AI to create 3D assets to speed up your workflow, and a lot more. So, shall we get started?
Let's go. I'm super pumped.
So, first thing you're going to want to do is download the Epic Games launcher. Once you do, you're going to be able to access this Unreal Engine tab right here. And under Library, you're going to see the different versions of Unreal Engine, right? And right now we have many different versions available, but the one we're going to use is the Unreal Engine 5.6.1. And we encourage you to use the same. So how do you get it? You're going to click this plus icon and then go ahead and look for 5.6.1 and install it. Once it is installed, it's going to look like this. And then we're going to go ahead and click launch. Once you click launch, you're going to be presented with this loading screen. Wait for it. It'll be done after a few seconds. Once it is done, you're going to be able to choose from the presets that are available. Now, Unreal Engine is used in multiple different industries: game dev, film,
architecture,
automotive, and etc. So it comes with a bunch of presets. For us, we're going to use the film, video, and live events, and we're going to use a blank project. Go ahead and find your desired location. So for us, it's going to be here under a new folder called Blade Runner. And then we're going to hit select folder. And here, the project name, we're going to call it Blade Runner and hit create. It's going to take a few seconds. Once it is done, we'll be right back. Unreal Engine is now open. Welcome to Unreal Engine. So this thing that is taking up the biggest chunk of space is your 3D viewport, where you'll get to create all of your beautiful 3D worlds. How do we actually move around it? Because even as a baby, the first thing you're going to do is learn how to walk, right? And learn how to look around. We're going to do that first by right-clicking and holding down right-click on our mouse inside our viewport. So I clicked it again. And if you right-click and move your mouse, it's like moving your
neck.
Your neck. That's us looking around the scene. But how do we walk? Well, while holding right-click still, we're going to use these buttons. W to move forward, S to move backwards, A to move leftwards, D to move rightwards, E to ascend, and Q to descend. And a combination of all of these, I'm very fast because I've been doing this for years now, is going to allow us to move anywhere we want in our scene. Now, Farhad, I promise you that in this first episode, we're going to do some cool shit.
Can we bring Officer K's car into the scene?
Of course we can. We don't have it, so we're going to download it from the internet, which is going to happen all the time for you as well. So let's go ahead to a website called Sketchfab, where we have a library of 3D assets. At the top here, we're going to search for something called Spinner. Spinner is a name of the vehicle used by Officer K inside Blade Runner. And we're going to download this model right here, which has the download icon. We're going to provide you guys with a link, so don't worry. Once we have this car, which is looking absolutely beautiful, we're going to go ahead and click Download 3D Model. We're going to use a file format called GLB. And this is like movie files. We have MOV, MP4, different compressions, different sizes. GLB is perfect because it comes packed with all of the textures, so you don't have to actually set anything up. We're going to use 4K textures, so higher resolution, higher file size. You can use 1K if you want. And we're going to hit download. Once we hit download, inside our downloads, we will have access to the car. Now, how do we actually bring it into our scene? We can't just drag it into our 3D viewport. We have something called the content drawer. We can click it down here or control space.
This is
a
like
shortcut.
our file directory, right?
Exactly. So everything that we're going to bring into our project is going to live under the content tab. So inside here, we're going to go ahead and right click, right? So if we click anything here, it's displayed on the right side. So under content, we're going to create a new folder, right click, new folder, call it spinner. And we're going to hit enter to go inside. And from my downloads, I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop the spinner into my project. Now, it's going to give me a bunch of different options. Every time you import assets, it's going to give you a bunch of different options that you can use to fine-tune the import method. For us, we're going to use one option here, which is called combined static meshes. Why? Well, depending on who created the 3D model, they might have created it in thousands of parts. We don't need those. We just want one car. We don't want thousands of parts. So we're going to hit combined static meshes, so we just get the one car, not different parts. Like we don't want the mirror to be a separate object.
Or the tires.
Exactly. So do that and hit import. Wait for literally 1 or 2 seconds, and it's done. Go inside, we have 3 different options: materials, textures, which are essentially the appearance of the object, like the metal surface and all that. We don't care about that. We just want the actual object. So inside static meshes, we can see the car. We're going to go ahead and left click and drag it into our scene.
Boom.
And Farhad,
We have
just
the
like
car.
that, we have the car. Isn't this insane that we can move around this car with all of the reflections, all of its beauty in real time without any processing? That's the power of Unreal Engine 5.
What if I want to move the car?
So we can go ahead and do that. That's like the most basic thing you can do in 3D. First thing you're going to learn, though, is how 3D space works. Like, this is not 2D where we have just 2 planes like X and Y. This is 3D. We have X, Y, and Z. That's how you'll know exactly where an object is in 3D space, right? So we know the X, Y, and Z right here. So if I move around the scene, do you see my X, Y, and Z axis moving in the scene, right? That's where the X, Y, and Z is pointed. So if I go ahead and click on the car right now, I have inside here the gizmo that allows me to move the car, right? And this is the gizmo right here. So if I go ahead and use the red arrow, I'm moving it on the X axis. So I'll just hit and left click it.
Boom.
And I can drag it. I can go ahead and use the green arrow for Y. That's moving it on the Y axis. I can go ahead and move it on the Z axis using the blue arrow, right? But I want to teach you guys something else. So this is like the quick way to move it, but we haven't actually talked about what's happening on the right side of our screen. So once you drag and drop in objects inside your 3D viewport, you'll actually look at this area right here, the outliner, right? And you can see that we have, once we select the car's name right here. What is this? The outliner is essentially showing you every single thing that is available inside your 3D viewport, which includes all of our lighting here, right, that we have in the scene, like our floor. If I select it, this is our floor, and I can move it the same. I'm going to Control Z to, go back. And we have our car. And once you select your car, you have the details panel down here, which allows you to control different parameters of the car. So we played with the location of the car, right? So let's take a look at our location right here once we have the car selected. I have the red color, which is our X, the Y, which is our green, and the Z. So these numbers are numbers that are representing the location of the car. So if I go ahead and move, so left click and drag on the X, what is happening?
I can move the car on the X axis.
On the Y?
And on the Z.
And on the Z. I can go ahead and hit undo or Control Z. So undo will bring it back to 0, 0, 0, which is the center of our universe, right? So let's move closer to the car. I can also go ahead and input in numbers, like literally 90, and then it'll move it by 90 degrees on the X-axis. So I can go ahead and put down 90 points, and I can go back to 0. Now, we talked about location, but what about rotation? What about scale? We have control over that as well, right here. So I can go ahead and move the X-axis rotation. I can go ahead and move the Y-axis rotation, and I can go ahead and move the Z-axis rotation. And there's, just like the gizmo here, a shortcut for rotation. So if we hit W, right, that is our location. If you use E, that is our rotation. The gizmo has changed. So W, E, and using the sliders, we can rotate it. right? Control Z to undo. And see, W, go back to move, E to rotate, or R to scale. So I can scale it on the different axes as well.
But what if I want to scale the entire car, not on a single axis?
Yeah, because that would be weird, right? So we can do that by using the middle cube, not the colored cubes, the middle white cube, and then drag our mouse. So it's scaling everything in proportion. And the same thing applies here. So we have our scale right here, 1, 1, 1. That's the original scale. And I can go ahead and scale these in a single axis, or I can lock this icon to scale it in proportion.
Oh, that's what I like.
And just like that, Farhad, you have learned how to
bring an asset and move it around the scene. But
Exactly.
you promised something cool.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Can we set the car on fire?
We can.
Okay.
So how do we do that? Well, Unreal Engine comes with a bunch of different presets that we can use, which helps you set up scenes quickly. And we can go ahead and access those presets by going to our content drawer, add, all the way to feature or content pack, and go to content. We have something called the starter content. The starter content, once added to the project, will come. We can go. It basically opened up a new content browser to show you what it's added, but we don't need it. We can access it all the same down there. So we'll close all of this, come to content drawer. Inside starter content, we have different things like particles. So let's go ahead and open this. So inside particles, I have fire. I can go ahead and left click and drag the fire on top of my car. And right now, our spinner is on fire. I can go ahead and scale the fire as well. So using R, remember R, and scale it up. So there's a bigger fire, and I can move it using W, right? Anywhere I want in the scene, right? Which is really cool. Now, we also have other things inside our starter content. So for instance, let's go back into our starter content here, or we can access it here as well. Under materials, remember, materials are the texture, the appearance, right? So we've got brick, gold, we've got metal.
Can we change the material of our floor?
Let's go ahead and do that. So I can just go ahead to metal steel here, left click and drag onto our floor.
Boom.
And just like that, we have a metal floor. Isn't that awesome?
That's amazing.
Now I want to do one last cool thing. Remember, Unreal Engine is not just used for film. You can also use it to make games. So how can we actually turn this environment into a game? Well, first we need some presets. So again, control space, content drawer, go to add, go to feature or content pack, and we're going to download the third person game mode, right? Add to project. Once this is added, I'm going to go ahead and again, hide these and close that. Once it is added, we actually have, as we can see inside here, something called characters. So it comes with a bunch of characters that we can use. But how do we actually play the game? Well, to turn this environment into a playable environment, we're going to go to edit. This is going to be very fast, I promise. Go to edit, go to project settings. Under maps and modes, change your default game mode to BP third person game mode. And it's as simple as that. We're going to go ahead to the top here. We're going to use one more button up here, which is called the Play Simulate button. If you click it, you are now using WASD, a playable character inside Unreal Engine.
Jump.
Space to jump. Look at that. This is awesome. So in a single day, what have you learned?
We brought assets from internet into our scene. We used starter content to add fire, materials to different objects on the scene. Then we learned how to move inside our viewport.
Now, tomorrow, what we're going to do together is learn how to get characters from online websites, learn how to animate them, set up cameras in your scene, and render out a video so you can upload it to social media.
See you tomorrow.